Hi, we are back in the Kitchen Charm kitchen making breakfast today. Breakfast is such a super meal and there are so many great recipes out today. I'm always looking at them, trying to find a good, simple, fulfilling breakfast or a brunch recipe. Now today we are doing a classic. We're making our take on a Veggie Eggs Benedict. Now here's what you're going to need to make the creamy hollandaise sauce, which is just the perfect topping for a Benedict. So we're going to start with 4 egg yolks, a tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice, a stick of unsalted butter melted, an 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne, an 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and then in the double boiler, we're going to have a 4-quart double boiler here. We're going to put it about a quarter full of water and turn that to medium heat. While that's heating, let's go ahead and get our hollandaise sauce going. So we're going to whisk our eggs together, right here, and our butter. So let's mix all of this together. Again, sometimes you hear sauces and you think, oh, gosh, I don't know, that might be too difficult for me. They're really not. Just work with them, make them the way that you like them. You're going to add that to the double boiler, and you want to make sure that you keep whisking because you don't want the eggs to scramble. So the key here is just to stir. We want it to get nice and fluffy and thick and sort of double in volume. Okay? It's looking beautiful. Now once that heats up, probably 2 to 3 minutes or so, we'll get it nice and warm. We want to take it off the heat again just to keep it from scrambling. And that's where we're going to add a little bit of seasoning into that. So we'll take our cayenne, again about an 1/8 of a teaspoon. If you like it a little hotter, add a little spice, right? Whatever works for you. I like these a little less hot, we'll say. And then we want to add just a little bit of lemon juice. You can use your hand as a little strainer so you don't drop the seeds in. Again, just a little bit brings up that nice bright flavor of lemon. And then add your salt, just a pinch or two. And salt, of course, always so important with eggs. You want to add just enough to have that good flavor to it. And then we're going to add another little special ingredient, and that is our white wine. About a tablespoon of white wine just brings it up another level of flavor and brightens it and just makes it super, super yummy. So whisk all that together and just keep whisking until it gets thick and again sort of gets fluffy and doubles in volume. Okay, we'll let that sit there. So let's go ahead and get our Benedict. What we're going to start with is our vegetables. So all you're going to need is 4 English muffins if you're serving 4 people, and go ahead and split those. You'll need 8 eggs if you're serving 4. Also 8 asparagus spears. We have a few more here, but we're going to trim them, wash them, and cut them in half. And about a 1/2 pound of cremini mushrooms, go ahead and clean those, and 2 teaspoons of white vinegar, a tablespoon of coconut oil for sauteing, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of fresh dill for the topper. So we're going to take our 10.5-inch skillet, bring it here, and go ahead and turn it on to a medium heat. Let that start to get warm. We're going to add our coconut oil. Again, just a little bit, about a tablespoon or so, just to keep everything from burning. And you know, coconut oil, if you read anything about cooking, anything about anything today, you hear so much about the benefits of coconut oil, how healthy it is, and it is a great, great type of oil to saute with and cook with in a lot of ways. Okay, so we'll add that there. Let's go ahead and add our asparagus. Get those going. And put our mushrooms in. Mushrooms are fantastic. If you're trying to eat healthy, you can add a bit of mushrooms to just about any recipe. They're full of good, clean protein, and they bring a nice little bite to whatever the recipe is. And let's get these started here. We're going to let these saute just till they're nice and al dente. You don't want them too soggy on a Benedict. You want to be able to cut through it with a nice crunch there. Let that get started. Always want to add a little bit of salt to our vegetables. Makes them nice, brings out the flavor. That'll be good. Okay, probably about 3 minutes or so. We'll let those saute. Let those get going. While that is happening, we are going to poach an egg. Now listen, a lot of people think, oh, I don't know how to poach an egg. It is not difficult. Don't let that scare you away from this recipe. We're going to take a 10.5-inch skillet. We're going to fill it about half full of water. And then for now, we're just going to do one to show you. But you want to bring that up to a boil. Going to get that boiling. And you want to add, the secret is a little bit of vinegar. Just add a little bit of white vinegar to the water. That will keep the whites from separating. So let that boil, and then we would break 1 egg in. Here's the trick. Don't break the yolk, right? Want to make sure that you keep that nice and tight together. Perfect, look at that. Stayed very close. It's amazing what the vinegar does. And you're going to let that cook, let it simmer for about 3 minutes. So we'll reduce our heat, let that simmer for about 3 minutes, and you're going to have a perfectly poached egg. Okay, so it looks like our egg is nice and poached. Just be very careful. Take a slotted spoon. You want to have a paper towel ready to go. And you just grab it right out of the water, nice and easy. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? Put it on the paper towel just to get some of the water off of it. Ah, we made it. We didn't break it. Okay, now you can start assembling. It is super simple to put a Benedict together. You really just need your muffin halves. Normally one person gets 2 muffin halves, of course. And then you just want to put some of your vegetables on top. We can put our asparagus first. 4 or 5 spears should work fine. Just want it to lay across the top. Add a little bit of those super yummy mushrooms. Again, mushrooms are just a great flavor. Start thinking about adding mushrooms to a lot of your different recipes. Now we want to make sure we add our egg. Nice and easy. We might even just pick it up and lay that across. Look at that, yay! And then for the best part, the hollandaise sauce. Of course, it is just liquid gold. So we're gonna garnish with this, a little bit of the sauce. I like a lot of sauce. Put as much as you want on there. I don't think you're gonna have too much hollandaise sauce. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, and we have one ready to go. You can add a little bit of cayenne to just an extra little kick on top, a little bit of color, and then I like to put just a little bit of dill, just to sprinkle a little bit on top. Okay, add that there, just to bring some color. It's absolutely wonderful. I think the best part, of course, is always to taste it, so let's do that. Okay, so I love sampling recipes. It's just the most fun thing when you spend a little time in the kitchen, and of course this didn't take a lot of time. Anytime I go out to a restaurant, I pretty much choose a Benedict of some sort every time. Let's see how it ended up. Love hollandaise too. You just can't beat it. You can't beat that creamy egg and that creamy sauce right over that good toasted English muffin. It is a great way to start today. Always change out the ingredients if you want. You can make any kind of Benedict you want, add a different kind of protein, any kind of vegetables, toppings. They're so versatile and they're so fun. We're keeping on our healthy life track here because life is super delicious.